Oh, this is the aluminum alloy frame cage for the Insta 360 X4. It does come with this lens cover protector. This is the case itself. I love it. You got a cold shoe mount up top, and then you also have one over here on the side. You have the 1/4-inch screw mount here, so you can mount it horizontally, or 1/4-inch screw on the bottom so you can mount it vertically. And then what I love about this particular one is it has spring-loaded mount clips, so you can attach your GoPro camera mounts and whatnot to it, which is going to come in really handy for me because on my bike I've got a 1/4-inch screw mount like that for the extension pole, and then for everything else I use the quick adapter mounts because I've got a lot of these smaller GoPro style cameras, and that one's got the 1/4-inch mount because this is the older one I was using before I got my Insta 360. So I'm real excited to be shooting some videos with this one and show everybody exactly how it works. Now it's got this little screw-on case lid, so there is a proper direction for this because it does allow access to everything while it's in the case. So you got to be mindful of that. The name on the front is where the front side of the camera goes, and then the back will go with the 2 dots. So when you put it in, I mean, you could slide it in either way. It'll slide in the other way, but your stuff will not line up in the right direction. So that's an easy way to tell, but just remember the name of the frame goes to the front. And then you just lock this down over the top, tighten it down, and it really doesn't add much weight. I mean, the X4 is a pretty bulky camera. It surprised me with the weight of it, but I understand because it's got a pretty decent sized battery on here, and as you can see, you can take it out while it's in the frame. Your memory card goes in there. You have access to your charging port here. Forgive me, I don't have nails, so it's hard to open these sometimes. Access to your charging port right there. Your speakers are not covered up on either side, so, and then you have your power on and your quick access button. So everything is accessible on here, and it holds up really good. Now obviously if you drop this on the road a few times, it might scuff this up a bit, but it's a lot better than hitting your camera and ruining this, because that's freaking expensive. Also, don't forget to pick up some lens covers. They're very cheap and they will protect those very nice lenses, because once you get a scratch on those, you're kind of SOL. So get as much protection as you can. I absolutely love this. The only qualms about it, if you get a hard case like this will not fit in there with that case. So just keep that in mind. You will have to find something that's not quite as form-fitting. You see this barely fits the regular camera in this case. This is the case that you get with the camera, and as you can see, it is just a little too big for that. So if you're planning on putting this inside a case holder, get a larger one. See if there's one out there that's pretty good in size, because the factory case and the aftermarket case will not fit in there with this. But for my uses, when I'm not using this and it's going to go into a storage case, I'll take it out of here. That's not a big issue for me, and then it can go into my hard case. So
Absolute cracking metal case here for the Insta360 X4. Very simple to mount your camera inside. You just loosen up this little knob here, open up the hatch, slide in your camera, and then just put the hatch down and tighten it up. This adds a nice layer of protection around the camera, but obviously doesn't protect the lenses because they protrude out. If this casing were to go out any wider, then obviously it would obscure the 360 view, which you don't want. So yeah, so it doesn't obscure any of the view, and also it doesn't limit your access to any of the ports. You can open them up very easily and obviously access all the buttons here. But what this also does, as well as that, just a little extra protection, it gives you customizability. So you've got a cold shoe mount up here as well as on the sides, and then just next to that you've got a 1/4 inch thread as well as the bottom here. And if you put this down and this down, bear with me a moment, there we are, it then turns into a GoPro mount. That's absolutely fantastic. So you don't need to get an adapter for that, or an additional one anyway. Just a really well thought out case. As for the lens protectors, you can see here it does fit over absolutely fine, but if you're using the lens protective covers here, it doesn't fit on perfectly. So it still gives it that layer of protection, but you will notice that it doesn't fit perfectly around it. If you do want that perfect fit, just take off the lens covers, but personally I don't think it's an issue at all. Anyway, hope this video has helped. Thank you for watching.